considering that in anything that anyone has to think, say, act, or do, or might have thought, or will have thought in a future perspective, past, present, whichever angle is derived from, upon variations and variations of a collective, of scattered mentality, perspectives will have it, I am not in the least affected by anyone's negative afflictions or energies directed towards me, considering I find myself as a blessing to be alive. I find myself as a gift from our divine creator, from God himself. And yes, I do believe in God. And as a shaman practitioner, in each day, I become closer to sharing my faith, sharing my relationship within the divine light of providence, within the architecture in which I have built upon throughout the 26 years of my mortal existence as a mortal, simple human being, transcending into something greater above and beyond myself, developing a stronger bond of consciousness of my spirituality, of my spiritual path, and this epic new adventure. Every day is an epic brand new day. Each day is a new chapter that has unfolded in itself. And with this being said, I could care less, honest to God, or what her side of the family or what anyone else has to think of me ultimately. And the one thing that her family had judged me upon was a simple fact. Well, this has given me a perfect incentive to have crafted this video. And there's absolutely nothing negative of this video, and everything is positive, perfect, and righteous within it. At least from my standpoint, at least from personally from what I believe. And what had provided me with open arms of an incentive to creating this video was how her family always judged me of something that is a part of the decadence and stigmatic irrelevancies or insignificance of human nature, and it falls in line with the category of the materialistics of human nature, which is having a quote-unquote, as you might have judged from the title, a job. Now, having a job is vital, it is something important, as it earns what you would reserve as what you would consider as the Federal Reserve notes in infrastructure of modern American society. And you use these paper or otherwise currencies of finances in order to cope, another one, to survive. I myself, I am a survivalist. I can survive out in the confines of nature, within the harmony of balance of God's creation, of life itself, and correlation of the positive transcendence that exists within the world in itself, the 21st century. Once again, that's another stigmatic decadence, immorality of human nature. It is all nothing but labels. Labels placed upon labels and stacked upon one another as cardboard boxes, or as a deck of cards, or as dominoes, or a dice. Eventually it all has to collapse and fall upon itself. So with this being said, a job typically among American modern society, or the modern world in general, it is something that you are forced into as a coexistence, as a dependency, as a sole obligation, as a method or formation, a foundation in which you would awake to each day to rise from your bed, from your unconscious sleep. In order to fulfill a day, to devoting yourselves for the majority of your time throughout the day to work for something that you have absolutely no passion, no interest, no moral obligation to fulfill or succeed or to implement, to carry throughout the duration of time to have completed. And it's something that you are forced into to perpetuate into the chaos, the entropy or the embodiment of human society. It's a downward constant spiral that is not only sickening, it also could be disturbing as well if you come to think of it in that term, that respect. And it's something that you're forced into to have a sole dependency upon a perpetual balance of the machine of the world. And the world is very much a matrix, systematic approach. A life of a fulfilled, constant imbalance that holds no relevance of truth. So ultimately we're all brainwashed in one way or another. And there's a borderline difference between what we are raised to grown up with and what we are raised to have grown up with, to have ultimately taught ourselves. And that's most vital, is being able to teach yourselves, to awaken your own mind through your own will. And the sole dependency is derived from within yourselves as mortals, as a human being, and it should never be derived from anyone else, with the exception of someone as myself who is able to provide myself or ourselves as messengers through all of these conversations, through all of these talks, inspirational messages that we convey in our videos and our book projects and everything else that encompasses words into a deeper meaning. And it's not just any ordinary meaning, it's something greater than just meaning in itself. For words without action is completely meaningless. So there's a difference between work, yes, there's a difference between a job, which is work, into a career or an opportunity to develop your life into a career, or a career into a greater opportunity. So yes, for the record, I, including Jen, we both have a career, okay? We all have a career. Now I'm going to decode this down into finite details and depart it into finite particles of its details and its craftsmanship, so that everyone could ultimately understand this. We have a real issue among society today where so many people who self-proclaim themselves as being saviors or act as saviors over others, and they believe that by being sacrilegious or being a part of a sect or an order or a fraternity or what have you, that somehow they are so much more authoritative or have the rightful judgment to apply that application of authority upon one another, which in ultimate truth comes full circle. None of us as human beings are superior or greater than one another. We truly are all equals and as one. And ultimately that's one thing that the modern humanity cannot understand in itself. And it is something very much unfortunate. And this is one of the many reasons why we devote ourselves to the greater passions of helping to change the world, to share a positive insight, of knowledge, of inspiration, of influence, of positive energies, of everything positive embodied into one collective. So we would be able to revolutionize your minds, to change it for the positive, to being able to help you, to uplift you from the ground up, so that you do not repeat these mistakes, so you are able to broaden the horizons of your mind and to go out into the world and visually change or shake the fortune of all life equally. And while we have just obtained our careers, the stigma of human society, they always have a tendency to judge one another. They always have a tendency to, or the incentive to, put down others. Because through their perceptions of their eyes, they perceive you as being a quote and unquote, as much as I hate to swear or use curse words, a loser. They find you to being someone or something irrelevant, insignificant, or meaningless, or a shadow among the ranks, the supposed ranks of society, or the modern world, what have you. So in conclusion of this video, whether if you are employed, disabled, or unemployed, truth be told, it holds no significant relevance. For as long as you are a character of a person of good reputation, of positive intentions, and hold a deeper relevance and of meaning in life, that's all that matters. As long as you know yourself for who you are, therefore others' misconceptions or misconceived notions over you, or preconceived notions, or judgments against you, or held against you in a court of their law, in the court of their standards, or perfect expectations, or their immaculate misconceptions over you, there should be absolute no reason for it in the entire world. Truth be told, all that you have to focus on is how you should judge yourselves, and constantly with each day you devote yourselves or ourselves towards how to improve yourself for the positive, how to become something greater each day. And as long as you do the greatest possible you can in life to achieve the impossible, is always possible. And for the last few weeks, I had been placing in like resumes and applications here and there. I'd pray to God so much. I'd pray to the blessings of the universe that made the universe itself, or the animals, the spirits that are here with me, to continue to bless me in everything that I do. And that's the most important thing, is to know who you are, to know your intentions, and to understand who you are, and to synchronize that and siphon the negative energies and transmute that and channel that into positive energies. And how you're able to ultimately greater yourself. And as long as you know who you are, no one else in the world has the authority to judge who you are. So that's my take on individualism, the stigma and decadence, or the imperfections of mankind, of humanity, and how so many people are so focused in each other's coexistence, or their life, or everything that encompasses their daily life. We just have to stay out of other people's business. We just have to understand how we can, once again, like I said, grade ourselves. And I'm blessed by the grace of God, the universe, of all the positive energies, and of my own faith and courage, and my hard work and efforts and tireless efforts, I now work for a job that allows me, myself, to express my individualism, and I very much thank them, and I am forever blessed. It's not a job, it's not work, it's not a 9 to 5. It's not any of that, okay? It's not any of that. I absolutely hate that word with a passion. You know, the J-O-B. The freaking J-O-B. It's not a J-O-B. It's a career. It's a place that allows me to farther enhance the horizons and distances of my individualism, of my career path for the future, to have developed my legacy. And it's a place that I very much love, and I have a passionate intensity for fire for. And if anyone in your family or if in your life does not believe in you for everything that you do as far as positive intentions are concerned, continue writing a book, continue creating videos like me, and creating arts and crafts, and create your own entrepreneurship, create your own business, go into business for yourselves, begin your own business. And whatever, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks of you, or your intentions, or your aspirations and goals and dreams, do not listen to them. It's simply not worth it in the least. So, that's all I have to say. Farewell, Namaste, Salam Alaikum, Osio, Yati, Namaste, salutations, Oma Amitabha, Arigatou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, and farewell.